I think we're back. We're going to try this again. It's doing it again.
Yeah.
Pulled up. That's all we can do. Who loves audio problems?
Me,
for sure.
totes.
It's working.
We sound good.
We're fine. I don't give a fuck
About what?
about the fact that this system, like, I don't know. I don't think a lot of people understand what it, I mean, I would show you, but the camera is away from me. I would pan and show you the amount of things that we have going on in this room.
That is true.
But people don't really understand how much streaming takes.
We'll take a picture of it. We'll post it on the gram.
Especially when you're mentally challenged like I am today. Okay, retweet. We are back.
Retweet. Is that how they say it in England?
I think so. Retreat.
Not retreat, that's France. I made war jokes, guys.
Fuck yeah, America.
Wow.
We're in the stars.
Your eyes look like stars. I'm pretty impressed.
You hitting on me?
Yeah.
Alright, what's up, fam?
What's a good star pickup line?
That one creepy one that I always send to Travis, that weird TikTok guy where he's like, your eyes are like sapphires. That was pretty corny, huh? That weird guy.
How is that a pickup line?
It's not. It's just you're hitting on somebody.
Oh.
I thought that's what we were.
No, I want a
Pickup lines.
stars, a specific, a galaxy,
Like, did it hurt when you fell from heaven?
Yeah, kind of. Somebody always tells me when I'm wearing my galaxy pants, and I can never remember what it is now.
My galaxy pants.
Yeah.
I like how you have those, though. I wonder if we just wore all green. I don't think I own green screen color. But if I did that, if we could just be look like we're completely floating in the stars.
I think we could. I think we might have to buy green turtlenecks.
Just I like how my raglan is folding in. You gotta see the Harvard Law.
How is it folding?
With my collar.
That's
why it's the pre-show, because you guys get to see us fuck with everything. Welcome in, though. I am Gat.
And I am Glitter.
We are here to spill the tea. I don't really have any, I don't have anything new to say.
Personal tea?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. There's plenty of tea in Kansas City. I was like, we have plenty. But I think yesterday was just such a cluster of so many things happening and 20 different breaking news tweets within a couple hours.
Very quick, yeah.
The first one I want to address because I think it's stressing everyone out that I love dearly at the Peanut. Nick Wharton, which I apologize for not knowing who this is, has a ton of followers. I think he's into IT or something. I'm sorry if I should know this.
I did creep on him, so I know a little bit.
Okay, good. He tweeted out, oh my god, the Peanut's closing.
Yeah. It's not.
No.
Well, worst case, he just made up a lie about it. He was like, the Peanut's closing because of tax evasion or something.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Back taxes is what he's... I'm like, I could see that at a couple locations, but I don't think a lot of people realize that the Peanut's actually owned by multiple owners.
It's a franchise.
Yes.
It's not... What's not a franchise?
They're independent franchises.
Yeah. It's a name.
Yeah. It is, because the one, the original, and then the one that I horribly took Megan to, it was the worst.
Oh my god.
The door didn't open. It was basically plywood. It's down by Plaza area,
yeah,
Midtown.
the one on Main, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 150th, and it's way down there. Anyways, doesn't matter. You guys all know which one it is. That one I could see not paying their taxes because they don't even put proper doors or plumbing in there.
Or staff.
Or food.
That one was horrible. Don't go to the Peanut by the Plaza.
No, it's not ideal.
It's the original though, right?
The original is down on Main, so that's the one that we still need to take you to, but it's not much better if that's what if you're looking for Peanut, to me in Johnson County, the Peanut that I go to is a dive bar to some people, and I'm like, why?
Not much of a dive bar.
I don't think it's a dive bar at all, so I was just like, okay, you guys are
None
fucking
of the
nuts.
Overland Park ones are. The downtown Overland Park one is also not a dive.
Yeah. Completely not a dive
The one by
bar.
the Plaza is a dive. That has 4 tables.
It has 4 tables, 1 bartender for everyone.
Yeah, that one not so good, but Yeah, maybe. I guess we don't know for sure that they didn't pay their taxes, but that's a weird thing to just know. Like, on the day of finding out that the Peanuts closed, like, you just went there, obviously, and found out, and then...
Yeah, and I was like, why make up, like, tax stuff when it was actually liquor license? They're having issues on the back end with their liquor license, so you gotta close. I don't know if it's forever. I didn't ask, but there was a lot of statements going out yesterday and people being like, I guess there were people flooded the Peanut with phone calls. Are you closing? Because on Twitter, this guy put it out there, and I'm like, God damn it.
Well, he has, like, 15,000 followers.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't just throw that out there.
But that's what we're learning, is apparently what you shouldn't be doing in life is throwing out information just to see if it's right.
Well, not like, I hate saying that 15,000 followers is you have a responsibility, but you do.
You do.
And also what his actual, like, I don't know if this is his full-time job, but his main thing is that he has an account that's just about Kansas City, like, news and happenings. And it also has 15,000 followers. And so I'm just like, you should know better.
You should know better, and then it's just more or less like, don't gaslight things.
Yeah.
Like, I know that I tweeted, the one thing I did yesterday, that the only deleted tweet that I had yesterday was when I tweeted, yo, Cheetah, have your legal team get a hold of me, because somebody thought that they're like, wait, what are you getting in on it for? Like, what do you know? And I'm just like, fuck, I'm sorry. Let's regroup here. I did not mean to say that. My bad. So I saw a lot of people over the last week or so, and I think it's because obviously the Keatsman thing happened. There's just an accountability happening right now. Finally. Like, what was it like for 20 years to just fucking say whatever you want? And people are just like, no, that's not true. And you're like, shh, I'm the news.
Speaking of which, I did creep on Mr. Keatsman this morning.
Oh.
Just to see if he has updated what he is doing with his life, and we were spot on. All he is doing is playing golf.
Bud Light Lime, golf. Perfect.
And his dog. Playing golf with his dog.
It's a good time to bond with something that can't talk back to you, Kevin.
That is true. That is very,
that's like
very
when sad people, like, we've talked about this a lot. When girls, like, break up with their boyfriend, or they get dumped, or, like, they're just fucking lonely. They get, like, a pet, like a cat. Not just girls, just people in general. They're just sad. And I'm like, you shouldn't drag that animal into your sad life. Like, these animals deserve happiness, not, like, I don't know. It's like people who don't take time to, like, get their shit together after a breakup, and they're just like, oh, better go get some new dick.
Yeah. Big life lesson there. If you get dumped and or any other sort of male or female issue that you're having, maybe it's you a little bit. Maybe you need to figure out your life. Take some responsibility.
I just don't understand this thing. I mean, we've had multiple people do it, of not having anything in your life together, yet trying to date. And it's just kind of like, what are you doing with yourself? Like, what do you have to offer? Because right now you need things. And, like, you don't date people to, like, have them drive you around. I mean, some people do. Like,
a lot of people do.
A lot of people do.
It's not good, though, is what we're saying.
Yeah. Like, you should do better.
It's not healthy.
Date men for their boats.
Exactly. I was scared to start dating when I graduated, or I didn't even graduate, when I left college, because I was like...
When we actively chose to leave.
When I left, I graduated myself. I was done with college now. I've had enough.
We know enough. We know too much.
I know enough. I don't want to be here anymore. When I graduated myself, because, like, getting into any relationship, I'm like, also, though, because you don't date to date. You date to marry. Let's be real. Anybody that says otherwise is
normal
lying.
people.
Normal people, yeah. Or at least you date to be long term. Nobody's out there, like, dating with the intention of, like, this is gonna be a 6-month thing and then I'm done. Like, it just happens that you just aren't good at dating, whatever. But it's not in your head, like, yes, this is why I'm going out. Anyway, I was coming, like, no matter what relationship I was jumping into, I was a sane, well-adjusted person, sort of. Not as sane as I am now, but, you know, you're a kid. But I was coming with $80,000 in debt. Like,
what up?
To whoever had to take me. And that's not even, that's a thing, but it's mostly my thing. Like, it's really not going to affect our relationship horribly, except maybe less steak in our lives. But
I was gonna say, like, what kind of steak? And then it's like, oh, she means like filet
steak, like real
not
proper
like equity steak. I was like, huh?
No, not property.
You gotta specify.
I'm not buying Major League Baseball teams really quick. Getting some steak. I mean, like a filet. Which other creepy thing, the Dollar General or Dollar Tree, whichever one's the real dollar store, sells steak.
Oh.
And I don't know what that's made of.
Maybe we should have some sometime. Like,
I don't want to die.
What's a Dollar Tree steak?
Ugh.
Wonder, ew. Would it just be like Taco Bell?
Yeah. And this is another thing. As you guys know, the gross food videos that are going around where people are fucking with food. The current one is people doing that at the Dollar Tree, like spitting in the drinks and putting them back.
No.
And I'm just like, why are you going to fuck with poor people? Like, and I include myself in the poor because I live at the dollar store. Like, why would you not go where it's $1? But if you're going to mess with people, mess with rich people, you know?
Go to, like, I mean, back when Dean and DeLuca, like, go and, like, ask them for an eclair and just lick it and put it back and be like, I didn't like that one.
Go be weird at Dean and DeLuca.
Like, sprinkle some, I don't know, and be like, oh, this isn't right.
And why is this, like, did we not learn from Ariana Grande, like, 6 years ago not
to
lick stuff?
She got in so much trouble. Or not trouble, people just yelled, shocking.
Well, you know.
We should have made an example out of her.
When you have a butt, you can get away with anything, really.
True.
A butt and a cute voice.
Mostly the ponytail. She just looks like a huge stripper, but tiny little person, like a child. It's too much. Like, her existence, I love her music because I'm apparently like a teenager now.
Because you like the bops.
The bops. I want to talk about how you use the word bop.
I did. It didn't even register in my brain until you yelled at me.
I was like, excuse me, ma'am. I get roasted by this one. Be like, bop is so freaking stupid.
It is stupid.
But who said it?
Me.
Is it contagious?
Yeah, because what gets stuck in your head? Stupid shit.
Never.
Like, why do I know all of the words to Kiss Me? I don't know. It's the worst song ever created.
Kiss me.
Yes. It's
oh my God, that song is really bad. It reminds me of She's All That every time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Rachel Leigh Cook is apparently single now, and so all my guy friends were freaking out about it. I'm like, I forgot she existed.
I also did.
Her and Sarah Michelle Gellar are singles. I'm like, the 90s are back.
Sarah Michelle's not single.
Yeah, I think she is.
No, she's married to Freddie Prinze.
I thought they're single now, or like they're breaking up.
They just had a baby.
Oh no, she's not single. JK, LOL.
But
Sarah Michelle Gellar's scary though. So even if she was single,
and I don't know why they're together, to be honest with you. But
it's just like their reality life. I don't know.
It's not my choice, I guess.
It's weird. Like Ryan Phillippe and Reese Witherspoon were like, I thought that was awesome, and then I'm like, maybe love doesn't exist, and that's when everything went to shit for me. Clearly, it's their fault.
She got a clone out of it.
Oh yeah.
So.
Boom. Whatever. They have kids. They're all beautiful and perfect looking, and they'll be okay. They'll be okay. They're Hollywood stars.
They are. They are Hollywood stars. They will be fine.
Speaking of stars, I just want to like pretend that we just exist in this thing.
We really needed to prepare some fucking lines, some pickup lines.
I feel like we're gonna be like giving out psychic advice. Yeah.
Okay.
Like if we lean in more. Hi.
We need like a number to like flash.
Yeah, like call this 1-800 number. We'll give you life advice, but you have to give me your birth time, place, and...
What's the blood type thing? Why are we throwing that in now?
We are?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. All of the memes are talking about like time of birth, birthplace, and then blood type. And I'm like, what?
Maybe that's a joke. Like they're saying like, oh yeah, we also need your blood type.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I didn't realize that so many people don't know their blood type.
I wouldn't know if mine wasn't easy to remember.
Yeah.
A+ like me.
I'm O positive. I'm so positive.
So positive. O positive's good to have.
You can universally donate, I think. Shocking.
I don't remember.
I think that's a joke. Your sister's roasting you.
Oh.
It's cool though.
It's on a lot of memes though. Like when it becomes on the astrology account memes, like that's when I'm like, this is real.
Well, I don't know if blood type affects, or like, I wonder if your blood type is, no, it's not. It's fucking genetics. I can't. I am so kooky that I would be like, I wonder if your blood type's affected by when you were born. No, dumbass. It's a fucking put together
But maybe
genotype.
you get your mom's or your dad's. I don't know.
Oh, you said A plus. She said A positive because she's a positive person.
I don't know how we all got screwed. My dad's O negative. Like, he's got the good blood, and we're all like,
Because he can take everything? Or he's universal? I'm sorry. I did not. Usually I make Denise jokes. I don't usually ever make your dad jokes.
Peter. Could you date somebody that had your, like, dad's name?
No.
I don't think I would feel comfortable dating anybody that had any of my relations' names.
That's a really good point. Luckily, I only have Steve and then Jim as my father figures.
But I think even cousins would bother me. Like, right now, my brother, I just found this out. My brother's dating a girl named Erin, and that's one of our first cousins' names, and I don't think I could do that.
That is weird, because then you'd be like, no, my Erin.
Yeah. But we don't, like, really hang out with that Erin as much, but it's still... It's too close for comfort.
I can see that. No, and like having, I guess, family, Steve and Jim, and then there'd be like, I don't know, if somebody was named Mark, all my uncles are named Mark.
Ooh, yeah. Dating somebody that had the same name as my uncle would be really weird.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just one of those things that I haven't had to deal with because I keep running into people with J names.
You find the weirdest names.
I find the weirdest names.
I guess
I would like
J
to say a lot
weird,
of them, but they're all watching, I'm sure, so probably shouldn't. The string of names that I've had, like in college, I found, I think, the only white Otis ever to exist.
Oh.
Bears fan. I know.
I still don't know. Like, I had to think. I tweeted that out to Kelly in Vegas. Like, I don't know a Bears fan. I was hoping that one would appear out of my followers that I didn't know was there. But
Big Cat. You don't know him personally,
I don't
but
know
like
Big Cat.
Well, I mean, you like know of him, but he's pretty intense.
I have family in Chicago. They probably like the Bears, but
they probably like Pittsburgh. Let's be real.
No, my Uncle Andy's all Chicago. They used to live next to a Chicago Bear, like a player.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking to our buddy Jeremy, and he was telling us about how, like, on his business trip, he was hanging out with Mike Ditka's, like, best friends and neighbors. Like, Ditka comes over on Christmas and shit. I'm like, can you imagine, like, looking out your window? You live on a golf course, and Ditka and his sons and his family are out screaming at each other. Like, they get shit-faced and apparently just scream at each other on the golf course, and they're just, like, crazy. And he's like, can you just imagine, like, that's your Thanksgiving or Christmas? I'm like, that is my dream.
I can't imagine like living by anybody famous, and we do, and we could easily run into quite a few athletes around here. I just don't know, like, that would be so weird.
I can tell you what it's like to live next to somebody famous. You get in trouble. You do hood rat things.
That's entirely believable.
Mm-hmm. Megan knows. You guys don't, and that's okay. We're going to keep it that way. Because I don't know if you guys have picked up on this. We're
going to keep it that way.
We're going to tell people, like, I think at the height, or maybe when he dies, I'll tell people.
That's a long time away.
Well, we're going to keep doing this until somebody signs us.
All right, well.
We're going to be 70 like, hey guys, Sprots takes with hotties.
In 50 years when he dies. Oh my God.
This is going to be horrible if something happens now. And then I'm going to look like a complete freaking witch. So we have to change the topic.
In general, that you're going to wait until the person dies to talk shit.
It's not shit. It's like real life, though. Like,
I mean, I don't know if you...
I can't tell that story until he's dead.
What is it called when you're gossiping, but it happened to you? Like a story.
Yeah.
But like it doesn't need to be said, but it does.
Yeah, it does. But I'm also not at that point in my life where I'm ready to start calling out all the people that have given me incredible material over the years.
It's true.
I mean, we should honestly say thank you to all the people that continue to act like assholes in front of us.
Right. Not even in front of us. Like, it's not like we're there observing it. You have brought it directly to our DMs text messages, phones.
Everything.
Like, why?
It's just so much. And I'm like, my first understanding of marketing any sort of business was keep your fucking mouth shut until something's done. And I get it. Like, we get caught up in hype and everything. But it's just something that, like, I've never understood why people say things to me that I would never say to another human being in years. People will randomly DM or like just find us and be like, I need to tell you this right now. It's like, why are you putting this on us? Like, go away. But people do it all the time, and that's fine because I'm okay with it. I'm also a little bit cut off right now because I'm not on Instagram and I'm not like communicating with a lot of the people that I usually communicate with, and I'm sorry, but I'm doing great, so whatever. I don't know. I mean, Instagram, you do like Patreon modeling, all that stuff. So your Instagram is business.
Correct. And I treat it as such.
Yeah.
I am never going to cross lines with you in my DMs.
Yeah, don't put things in writing that you don't want the world to see.
Exactly. Like, I know that, and I have nobody that follows me or is trying to trash me. I just don't understand, like, no matter what, I hate saying it this way, but like, no matter what people beneath you, however you've determined that person is beneath you, like, don't give them ammo. You're just asking for trouble.
Yeah, it's 2019. Everyone's recording everything. Everyone's screenshotting everything. And if they're not, they have a second phone that they're doing it with. So it's just like, be careful, be smart, but at the same time, don't, because we enjoy the sloppiness.
Yeah, be sloppy. It literally fuels our show.
Yeah, we enjoy it, so thank you so much. But yeah, I'm Instagram-less during Mercury retrograde. I don't know if everyone remembers when I was being all kooky and weird and typing in weird fonts, because I know how much people love that.
I do.
Yeah, she knows, because it kills you inside every single time. But I kind of was talking about how eclipse season was going to be messy, chaotic, start of new things, end of a lot of things, and Mercury retrograde in the middle, all of that. Oof. We warned you. We warned you.
We did warn you a lot. I even gave you helpful tools on how to manage it. Some people took them to heart. She knew she couldn't play nice, so she just chopped.
I deleted Instagram because y'all motherfuckers are driving me crazy. And I felt like I had to be doing something all the time, even though I don't have to be, and I know that. But like 4th of July is a huge like FOMO holiday, and I felt like I had to be like showing everybody what I was doing instead of just simply doing it. Right. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't talk about mental health wise, but it's important to me. But then I deactivated my private Instagram because people were finding me there, and it unfollowed and deleted about 30 people that I actually care about and like.
Yeah.
And
me.
Well, yeah, it was you, my manses, like 3 other people that I actually talk to on a daily basis on there. They're like family friends and stuff. Deleted and unfollowed like half of my account. Ugh. So there's 30 people that like unfollowed me in the process. It's cool, but now I know. So I'm just honestly more apprehensive about reactivating my personal, well, not personal, but my public Instagram. Because I'm like, what if all my followers are gone?
That is stressful.
And I'm like, then I'm like someone that can't add a swipe up. Can I go back in lifestyle?
Can I go back to the Stone Ages?
I don't know if it's possible. No, but it's also fun because it'd be like, okay, I'm going to build this back up again and see if I can get my network to help build me back up. And I was thinking about lying and saying, oh, I got kicked off Instagram. But I didn't feel like being dramatic because I'm evolved.
Oh.
I'm just going to be honest and tell people the truth. I got tired of your shit. Like, I couldn't do it anymore. You guys are crazy.
They are crazy.
And like the general tab does not hide the notification that you have messages. That's all I want Instagram to do, is be able to turn off the little icon that you have new messages.
I would like that as well. Like, I want to be able to be like, I've acknowledged that those are there and I don't care. Because you shouldn't have to go through and delete them all.
No.
And like, it's not even like you want to delete them. Sometimes you just don't want to talk to that person right now.
And then they see it and they see that you've seen it and you're like, shit.
Yeah. There needs to be a acknowledged and will reply later.
And that's what Twitter, that's why I'm like, I will never deactivate Twitter because you can just click on the DM thing and then they're still unread, but they're there and unread and you can go back to it anytime. There's no little like notification.
It goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with that. Very cool with that.
Preach.
So yeah, that's the IG thing. It's nothing serious. I didn't get kicked off. I know, that would be way cooler. So we are going to switch over into our on-air segment now because it is 2:00. So thank you guys for hanging in there with us. And the stars.
Watch it. Oh, the stars went away.
Where are we? Where are we going to be?
We're traveling.
It's up here. Oh, we're live.
In a bunker.
From the bunker. Oh my God.
What? A bunker in the stars, though. Couldn't even get a bunker scene. Just.
What do you want me to do? Put up like a fucking Cold War scene in that?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I want. Are we changing it right now?
Yeah, you just keep going.
Oh, Lord. Well, I will tell you what I did for the 4th of July, which was nothing. It rained. And the place that I went to, that I usually go to, Corporate Woods, you have to take like a 2-mile trail to get back into the woods. It's just a clearing where there's fireworks, but I was not gonna do that in the mud. And then you had to sit in the grass, and I get bit like a motherfucker. So I was not about to go outside and be out there, but
yeah, the mud would have been the worst part, I think.
It was not cute outside. Not cute at all, but it's fine. I did not get a gyro, but I did get Greek food from some random place that was not as awesome, but
it was open.
It was open. Yeah, it was the one Greek place open. Apparently Greeks not big 4th of July people. Well, I guess most of them are because they were all closed, but this particular one was not. And then I made up for it by getting a gyro the next day and the next day. So.
See, that's the thing about you and Greek food. It's like, I know that wherever we go, and like when we used to travel all the time, there's like no sushi, no seafood, not huge on Mexican, but
I like Mexican, just not tacos.
Okay. Well, we're not going to get started on that one because that pissed so many people off. Yeah. I had no idea that it was like going to be that intense.
I didn't think so either. I thought that some people would side with me. There was like 2, but
there were a couple.
There's a lot of mad people over tacos that are never proportioned correctly.
That is a big issue with tacos because then I'm like, I don't want to eat this with a freaking fork.
Right.
That's not the point of tacos.
Exactly. It's a hand food, but it's no longer a hand food. Just get a burrito. Burrito is awesome.
That's so funny to me that you don't like tacos, but you like burritos. Cause, I mean, they are all whole, and you don't have to worry about it.
It's all mixed together, and then like they don't put gross shit in burritos like cilantro. So
I love cilantro, so I can't even say a thing.
I used to like it until I read that thing where they're like 50% of people think cilantro tastes like soap.
Oh,
and then
shit.
The next time I had it, I was like, oh fuck.
Damn.
This does taste like soap, and it was ruined forever.
That would be rough, though.
Yeah. So, you know.
If you guys are wondering, I am still working on this, and it's going to be the greatest thing you've ever seen.
We're getting a Cold War bunker. Screw
Literally.
The stars. Screw the stars.
Screw them.
We are over it. So, yeah, I did not do anything. You did, though. You had family time.
Yeah, I mean, that's to me I invited you over. I saw on Twitter that she was not having her best life going on at the moment. So I was like, let me help you. Come over. And she's like, no. But I think you conceded that you will be coming over next year.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the 2nd year in a row. Last year it was too hot, and I forgot that I didn't actually go to Corporate Woods because it was so fucking hot. So, yeah. New tradition starting next year. If you have any suggestions to add to it to make it a little spicy, let me know.
What is it going to be? Like, what are you going to, like, what traditions could you possibly have?
Well, we're going to go to your house, but, like, I don't know. We need to add something.
Fireworks are huge. Fireworks are always what people, like, want to do, obviously.
Yeah, but I like not blowing up my money.
Well, it's not your money. We would provide them.
Oh, well, yeah, but then I need to do something.
To just cook. Like, we had...
I mean, I'm going to cook, of course.
I guess we had wings, and we had some, like, skirt steak that we didn't even use. Skirt. Migo steak, I think I want to start calling it. I I cannot handle, like, I was listening to Migos on the way in the rainstorm today, and they were like, it was, got a new ass, but got the same boobs, and it was like, same boobs, and it was like, skirt, skirt. I was like, I cannot deal with you guys. Like, I cannot take this seriously.
Is me. I love it.
Yes, I mean, I would say so. So we are about to unveil the new scene, and I'm very excited about this.
I don't know how I feel.
I don't know either.
It's gonna be pretty. This is, I mean, that is a bunker, but we're live. You'll see.
And I have to move it down here.
Outside of the bunker.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
But it looks more like we're in a bunker, because, like, right? Did it move?
Just
no.
click on anything. Oh, okay.
It didn't even move.
While we get this fixed.
Yeah, we're gonna start the show here in a minute, I promise.
We promise.
Maybe.
I can't believe you. I have started, since we're gonna be in a bunker, I have started becoming a doomsday prepper.
Yeah, you have.
Every Sunday, it's my new thing that I'm gonna learn a new skill. So I forgot to do it this Sunday, but starting next Sunday, I'm going to be learning. I think first step, I need to learn about water and water sources. Hold on, go back to it. No, this.
Oh.
Delete. Oh god. All right, whatever. We'll keep it.
What?
I was gonna say delete the bottom bar and then scooch us down, but this is fine.
No, this is fine. I'll do it.
We're
what else are we
floating
doing?
in front of the bunker.
It's only 2:06. Shit. People aren't talking to us. It's fine.
You all hate us.
Why do you hate us so much?
Just kidding.
We're gonna get really emotional on you. Just kidding.
Probably not, but it is cancer season for a little bit longer.
Yeah, we do have that.
Yeah, I guess.
Bottom bar. Why?
Just click it. Click and then delete. Bye-bye.
Save. Now we can exit out of this and do our jobs.
Yeah.
Ha!
There we go. There we go, boys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there we go.
Ha!
Leave it, yeah.
Leave it. Don't
I think
it.
the recovery stuff is fine.
We're just chilling in a bunker. I fucking love it.
Right
so
outside. Much. We put up signage at the bunker.
I swear to God, like,
oh
I don't know. I'm not high right now. I promise you. This is just really fucking entertaining today.
She was high. So.
I was really high earlier, and I think that's what made everything so fucking hilarious too. I was driving around listening to the Migos like skirt thing.
Yeah.
And Megan even asked me, she's like, did you go tanning in the storm? I'm like, you're goddamn right I did.
That would be terrifying. That storm was loud for like 20 minutes.
I could not hear it because I had rap all the way up.
Can you imagine though if you're like laying there and then the power goes out and you're just like,
well, okay,
in that dark closet of a room?
It's also like the bed, and like the tanning beds especially, are all on generators, which is weird. But if they shut down like in the middle of tanning or something like that, then it like completely screws up the bed. So those are okay, and they're not like locked, like they're not automatic doors, so you can still get out. So I don't feel as bad there.
Okay.
But honestly, driving in the rain and like being in that torrential downpour freaks me out way more.
Okay.
Because I was like, I can see the road, but yikes. Thank God I know where I am, because I was definitely white knuckling it there for a while.
Yeah, thank God you have a car that's modern and has traction, unlike some people.
I'm sorry. The Jeep is hanging in there. That's all I can say.
I'm driving her Jeep. What year is it?
96.
96. I do not know from driving this. Like, don't get me wrong. I grew up on these cars, like old cars, obviously, like when I was driving. But I've had modern cars since then. And now going back, I don't know how anybody survived.
We all should have been
cars in like the 90s, and I assume beforehand. The lighting is horrendous. Like, you can't see shit at night. They have no traction. The Jeep will hydroplane in a teaspoon of water.
Especially if you take a corner too fast. It is, but the one thing, it is so heavy, and it is so good in the snow if it's just snow and ice and you're driving and you don't have to go turn. I mean, even turning, it's not as bad, but like the power steering is always a problem. Like, it's an intense car, but it is completely street legal.
That is true. I'm not complaining. I love it. But
I got some thumbtacks for you though.
Not prepared for the not good in water. Like
the Mercedes spins out. It definitely spins out. It's like mine's like a roller skate though. I thought it was gonna be bigger, but whatever. I'm also not complaining.
Well, it's got no weight in the back.
None.
So that's
unlike me. Ew. We're hilarious today. Skirt. So now that we're actually all set up and we're live from the actual bunker that we're definitely at right now.
And I'm gonna need some people to appreciate the work she did.
Yeah, can somebody please like say something about it? Because like y'all just seem really ungrateful. I'm just saying.
Really. Truly. I just watched a whole alien show about a bunker.
Just retweet it again from your account.
Oh, yeah.
And then you'll be good.
Say nice things about me.
I'll retweet it too. So we are going to go ahead and this is when I should remember that I'm actually starting the show.
Alive from the bunker. No.
Are
just
we
live? Live.
Can we just say we're alive from the bunker? It kind of maybe seems like we got kidnapped by Kansas City sports media that may or may not be really, really afraid right now. I would be. Yeah, so that's what we're going to get into a little bit.
We are live from the Recovery Hydration bunker. It's blue, so we
should just put their logo casually. Hey guys.
We have the signage. Like, we need to like draw poles like underneath. These are official easels.
Do you see that? It's definitely real. Hey, but you know what though? Oh, our bunker is not lying to you as much as most of the media in this city is.
Yes, that is correct. So let the people that are not from Kansas City know what happened.
Okay, so I think where we should all begin is March of 2019, KCTV5, and their entire investigative unit. Sorry.
They're not a unit. We will not praise you.
Yeah, you guys don't get to be unit. You guys get to be like...
Cash.
Yeah.
Cachet?
I think like...
Cash.
They have to be, I don't know, like a clusterfuck. The clusterfuck's in charge at KCTV5.
Well, that's just burying the lead. Or not revealing it.
No, because I haven't said what's a clusterfuck yet. People at KCTV5 jumped the gun a little bit because they got a tip saying that there was an investigation with Child Protective Services, DCF, in the home of Tyreek Hill and Crystal Espinal, and there was an investigation into some abuse going on. Obviously, when Child Protective Services is involved, it's something that is going to be really pretty monumental for the family moving forward. That usually means that the child is out of custody or at least being strictly monitored. There's going to be home visits from social workers, all that stuff.
Right.
So, sensitive subject. They reported on it, and then you fast forward. The investigation's ongoing. There's not much out. People just assume that he's a monster because of the 2014 incident where Tyreek Hill was arrested, and then he was at a JUCO at the time. And while he was at the JUCO, he obviously was removed from the football team, had all of his chances of, going to a D1 good, like a very good program, kind of out the window. No one wanted to touch him because of obviously you choke a pregnant chick.
Right.
And
you did plead guilty.
And you plead guilty to the outside that looks like, what a piece of shit.
Right.
And that's very understandable. So when, this came out that there was child abuse allegations going on, KCTV5 was foaming at the mouth. I don't think that's an exaggeration.
No.
They were so quick to be like, KCTV5 is the exclusive. I'm like, wow, what a great story to celebrate.
Yeah.
And that's what I think a lot of people were really upset about, was just kind of like the bloodthirst that came with that initial headline. So continuing on, April, I believe 25th rolls around. And
after Easter-ish.
After Easter. Easter was March 31st this year.
Was it in March?
I think it was.
It was like a week after, I thought.
No, it was 3 weeks after.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Easter was definitely March because I remember it being like, why the hell is it March 31st? No, maybe it was Easter. I literally just Googled that. Maybe Easter 2019.
When is Easter?
Oh, no, I was totally wrong. April 21st was Easter.
Yeah, so it was like the week after.
The week after Easter.
Okay.
What happened on Easter?
We had ham.
Did we? Oh yeah, we did. It was mustard covered ham.
Yeah, that was
an audible that Steve felt the need to put mustard.
So we had prime rib, really.
Yeah, so really Megan had prime rib, let's be honest. Ham is just not my thing, but, you know, I do follow an account on Twitter called Two Hams for $20.
Of course you would.
It just tweets random accounts about
She
ham.
follows like 300 people, and one of them is a ham account. How does that make you feel that, like, all of the 9,000 of you she doesn't follow back?
Suck it.
Wow.
I follow people back and then I'm like, God, I don't think I like you. And it's nothing personal. I would rather you pop up in my mentions
right.
and with happiness and like things to say than just me be exposed to just shit. I followed 200 people last fall during Chief season.
Okay.
And I'm still up in the 500s and it's too much. I don't know how people follow like 3,000 people.
I don't know how they do either, but that is my new thing. I follow people back if they're relatively interesting from the get-go, and then they have a week to not upset me.
Yeah. Times you're on the board.
The minute you start tweeting about politics, you're gone.
That is a really good one.
Sorry.
The muted words that I've come up with lately are pretty intense. So yeah, Easter, we had ham and prime rib, but what else happened on Easter? You jackass.
We heard, well, I don't know how much of this we can reveal. That's why I'm not.
Okay, I'll do it.
That's why I'm like, I don't know where the line is.
Yeah, so we'll just say collectively, we have a very relevant human being in our lives that is very close to the Tyreek Hill case and has been since the beginning. Very prominent human being in Kansas City that has dealt with a lot of athlete cases. If you know what I'm talking about, cool. If you don't, sorry, can't help you.
Really.
So we're sitting there at Easter being told that this is all going to be proven that Tyreek is innocent. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, motherfucker, like, look, I love you. And I hope that you're telling the truth about this, because I would love to have some good news by now. Because it was heartbreaking for us to all sit around and like deal with.
What, a month and a half with nothing, just like awkwardness of people being mad kind of, and then not mad, and then nobody knew what was going on. So realistically, we all should have kept our mouths shut.
What? Oh my God, that's so crazy you said that.
Imagine. But anyway, so we found out from our source. We sound so douchey.
I don't even care at this point. We are live from our own personal bunker. That's so true. Until you have one of these, you can suck it.
You can't stop. Like, we have bombs in here. You don't even know.
Oh, if this represented all the things that we actually knew about people in Kansas City, that would be a great nuclear bomb shelter.
That is true. We would need 2.
We would need 2. Probably 3 coming up soon.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that. But that's the thing. We also, knowing all this information, the first thing that we did was sit down and have a goddamn meeting. No, we did not do that. But we talked about, like, responsibility-wise, what we should be saying. Because obviously, people know that we do a show when we can, when our equipment's working, when everything's up and running. That was in the middle of, like, my internet going out in my office, Megan's car being destroyed. So we were all, like, doing, like, 10 things, and all of them sucked. And it was just it was horrible though. Yeah. Like, we were so stressed just trying to, like, get it up and running. And this is it's stressful, don't get me wrong, but it's way more chill. But everyone knows that we're doing this now. It's kind of hard not to, because we're just,
we're
like,
loud.
Feed us nacho money, please. Nacho. It's true though. Give us nacho money.
We haven't had nacho money in like a month.
Holy shit, we haven't. I talked to Brett nacho money yesterday.
Oh. Throwing it out there.
Yeah, no, we were talking about how messy this whole situation in Kansas City has gotten. Yeah. Like, yeah, but I told him from the get-go, just like everyone else that asked me about it, I think that there's a strong chance that Tyreek's going to come out innocent in this. And they're like, what do you mean? So we know this on the 21st.
Right.
4 days later, it comes out that KCTV5 has audio that was recorded by Tyreek Hill's fiance while they're in the Dubai airport, leaving Dubai, heading back home.
India.
It
was, right?
No, Dubai. The United UAE.
Isn't that in India?
That's United Arab Emirates.
Isn't that in India?
No. That's Saudi Arabia. Like, that's what that used to be.
Dubai, Saudi Arabia?
Dubai, UAE.
Yeah, but let's pretend that it's 1995.
Yeah, let's pretend like it's the last time that you looked at a map.
Okay, you want to talk about maps? You want to talk about maps?
I do. Yeah,
do you?
Yeah. I know where Brazil is.
Yeah, do
now
ya?
I do.
Do you know where Brazil is?
I can be smug in this because I know Dubai. The only reason I know this is because I used to breed and train Arabian horses, and they were always from Dubai, and it's UAE. There's like Qatar, there's Dubai, there's Abu Dhabi.
I know all these places.
They're all part of the UAE. So anyways, moving on from that, they're not coming from India. Do not listen to that. That is what KCTV5 wants you to think.
Is it next to India?
Sure. It's
no,
adjacent.
really?
Yeah, it's like India. Can we just move on?
No.
Look it up on your phone.
No, that's fine.
They're coming back from maybe India. Okay, let's just go back. They're leaving a country that's not the United States to come back to the United States. They have to go through customs and all this stuff. So while Crystal is trying to frame and use this audio, in my mind and in everyone else's mind, as insurance for her getting out of this somehow paid, scot-free, and with her kids. I don't know how she thought this was going to happen. I really don't.
I don't know either. Pregnant people, man.
They went through baggage claims, and while they're going through baggage claims, this is the weirdest thing in the world, or like customs, they are like, yeah, we're in business class. Then they go back to arguing. So to someone who is lazy and wants to paint a picture of someone like Tyreek Hill that's been in trouble before, because the lazy thing to do is to see a child abuse story with someone that's been that pled guilty to domestic battery and blame them and say that it's all them. That's a lazy thing to do.
Right.
The even lazier thing to do is to not listen to that audio, which either that's what happened, they skimmed over it because it was baggage claim stuff.
Right.
Or they heard it and willingly spliced, cut up the audio to fit their narrative of Tyreek Hill is guilty days after it was announced that he had a $100 million plus contract coming up. Days after talks were announced of him signing and becoming a chief for a long time.
Right.
In wide receiver years. So that's what KCTV5 chose to do. It wasn't just KCTV5. I do want to say there are a lot of people over there. I think Tom Martin is one of the most incredibly outgoing and charismatic news personalities around in Kansas City right now. There's a lot of young people there. Danny, that does the locker room show too.
Right.
She's incredible. She does a great job with the Chiefs and knows football, like truly knows football. People like that are hardworking and the behind the scenes people. And Belinda Post, she's one of our good friends too, doing Better Kansas City, which is on it's like their like Good Morning America for Kansas City. All of these people that are incredibly hardworking and do their job and have integrity now look like jackasses.
Right.
Because of KCTV5 and Angie Ricano. Ricano?
I think Ricano.
Ricano.
I don't know. I've never watched this.
Ridiculous. Angie ridiculous. Okay? It is absolutely 100% unprofessional, immoral, and terrible to do what she did. And what did she do?
Well, I mean, she cut the audio. She cut out the full, 11-minute thing that Crystal had. First of all, it was given to KCTV5 from somebody on Crystal's side. It was an insurance policy. They specifically said not to release this until they said so or whatever. So KCTV5 had it for a couple of days and sat on it. So if they didn't listen to it, it's super lazy. But I don't know who thought this was a good idea in the first place, because the full 11-minute thing, they gave it all to her without cutting it themselves. Like, cut the audio to what you want, because the first 8 minutes of the audio is Tyreek sounding completely innocent for everything, all the way back until his original charge of domestic violence. So I'm not quite understanding who was behind the tape in the first place. A little bit crazy. So they did not air that. KCTV5 did splice it down to sound like Tyreek was threatening his wife, girlfriend? Wife.
Fiance.
Threatening her, that he never admitted on the audio that they even played that he hurt his child, but he also was not angry about it at that clip, because they had already talked about it 12 times on this tape. So they made it sound like he was guilty, basically. Quite shaded that way. The only reason that I can possibly imagine that this woman with KCTV, Angie is her first name, did this is because she had to specifically have been speaking with Crystal. And obviously, woman to woman, if a woman's coming to you and she's like, this guy beats me, he does all this stuff, blah, 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 like, she's gonna be inclined to go with Crystal's story. But still, if you listen to the audio, you'd have to doubt her. But in today's day and age, that's also hard to do. And especially with domestic violence, just how it goes in general. You know, like, you can never be sure. So, I don't know, but you can't, with good faith, put that out there.
Right.
The way that it was done.
I know, I 100% agree. And you bring up a really good point, is that it's 2019. I think we all know, especially us, we're both been through shit that we care not to remember. But with the ability of social media to literally contact anyone in this world, if they are on social media, you can get a hold of them somehow. You might not know that it goes through, but you at least do it. And then if it sticks, great, whatever. Right. From the interview that she did on 610, which I listened to 610 a lot yesterday, and we'll get to that in a little bit because we do want to give them a quick shout out. They played back the interview where she said specifically she was in talks with Crystal before the judgment came out, before it came out that they're dropping charges and they're not closing the case, but just shutting down the investigation and just trying to piece the family back together however Child Protective Services and DCF want to do it. That's what she told 610. So she was in talks with Crystal. This audio had to have come from Crystal or someone else. So if Crystal was trying to like paint the picture where she looked bad because she was lying about the 2014 incidents, literally in the audio, in the first, I have it saved, the first minute, he's sitting there saying, you lied on me in 2014. You don't have my back. You are not there for me. You want my money. You want everything that comes with this, but you are not there for me. And you know you lied. And then they go into the specifics of the 2014 incident where they talk about how they went and saw a movie and then she came over to his house unwanted, but they had sex anyways. You know how many times I showed up at my ex's house and I'm like, I miss you. Yeah. And then you have sex and then they're like, please get out. And you're like, okay, yeah.
Right.
We know what this is.
Right.
But she was already pregnant, so she was clearly seeking some sort of communication. He said, I didn't hit you. Stop playing. You know I didn't hit you. Like, kept going. He's like, I picked you up and removed you from my house because you were not wanted. And like, he talked about going through her phone. So I'm guessing he saw stuff in her phone that he was mad about after banging her while his kid's already inside of her or whatever. And he was annoyed. Remove it from the situation. He went on about his life. She went on about her life, except she went home and called the cops. And in between, and like the police report and everything shows scratches, bruises, all this stuff. Very, very rough estimation that he might have done it. But the cops see somebody like Tyreek Hill, athlete, small town, Oklahoma. They're probably going to go with the girl's side. And that's, I mean, you have the option of a trial and you have the option to go in front of a judge, plea, and he had an attorney. Halfway through, couldn't afford her anymore. You know, student athlete, not a ton of money. So he got dropped down to public defender.
Right.
And that's a huge red flag, especially because we all have either known someone or been through it ourselves of representing yourself in court, not a good option. Having a public defender, barely a step above.
Yeah.
Like if you're intelligent enough to read the law and like interpret it and see like where you might have violated it and like go through there and plead your case, by all means, try, whatever. Public defender is like a step up. They went to law school. That's about it.
Mm-hmm. So did you.
What a Harvard law. I never realized it said Harvard. Harvard? There's just Harvard.
Harvard law?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a new school.
It's a new school, you guys.
Harvard.
Harvard. And so when people sit around and they're like, oh yeah, well, they had a public defender, and you're like, ah, fuck, well, they're screwed. I had a boyfriend that got a DUI when I was 19, 19, mm-hmm. 19. And he had a public defender that didn't even tell him to like mail in the pink slip after a DUI that you're supposed to do in order to like keep your license.
Oh.
And so the guy I was dating was an idiot anyways. But I was so bothered by like how poorly this public defender did his job mm-hmm. that I went and hired my attorney. And I was like, this is bad. So it's ridiculous. Like to have somebody like that representing such a very, very, very mysterious and like open-ended case like this.
Right.
So we hear the audio. She doesn't say, yes, I lied about it. But she goes, but you put where the bruises come from. And he never answers her.
Right.
And so it's just like, we have this basically no pushback from her when he says, I didn't do it. I never hit you. And no, I didn't have my hand around your neck. All this stuff that we heard, that he choked her and slammed her up against a wall.
Right.
When she was pregnant and all this stuff where we all hated Tyreek, which is, if that were the case, yes, we should hate Tyreek if that's what he did.
Right.
I'm not saying he's innocent in any of this, so please don't take it as that. But it's just a very strong possibility that he pled guilty to this in order to avoid jail time and in order to get this off, move on from it. Because obviously there's plenty of stuff going on that he needed to move on from so he could go and turn pro and have somebody take a chance on him. And the Chiefs, I can't remember who it was, but they were tweeting about how like they used to work for the Chiefs, and like the Chiefs actively work with FBI investigators all the time on cases like this mm-hmm. and situations like this. They vet their people. Right. Which I do believe, because they're very image conscious. Right. Despite what you might see in the news.
Well, I mean, they can't help what comes out, like what happens. Like with, I already forgot his name.
Kareem.
Kareem, yeah. Mm-hmm. With Kareem, like, he was probably a very good kid when he was being watched in college, when mm-hmm. there's only so much trouble you can get into. And then once you have free reign, it gets a little bit weird.
Well, and you stay in your toxic situation.
Right.
That's what I think a lot of people couldn't understand either yesterday, right. Which was a little bit annoying. They're like, I think, who was it? Pro Football Talk just got ratioed the other day.
Yeah.
Because it was so bad.
Well, this is my biggest thing about this whole situation is, well, I'll get into that later, I guess. But once we get the whole complete thing out, sorry. But you do definitely have to be careful because of this, what happened, like all of like, it's been so hot and cold with people are pro Tyreek, people are against him, all of this stuff. If I don't know how I feel about his original case of battery with her yet, because as far as I'm aware, he never came out with a statement that said, like most people when they plead guilty but they're not guilty.
No, he had a plea statement.
Did he say that he was not guilty?
No, he flat out said, I've made mistakes and this is what I'm going to have to, like he pled guilty, so he had a plea statement that was along the guilty lines.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, but after you do that, you can come out, like after your probation's done, you can say.
You can, but I think that's what he did, was double down on, I'm changing myself, I'm doing all this. He literally doubled down with her lie. He had to do that in his mind.
Right. So as of right now, I can't write it off that he didn't do it then. Like, with what he's provided to us. But he's also a very private person, which is what we've learned. I don't know if he's always been that way or if he learned real quick that he needs to hide behind his lawyer, which is exactly what he needs to do, and he is doing a very good job of it.
Yes, he is.
So I don't know how I feel about that, but like you have to be careful with how you're spinning things like this. Like even with Kareem Hunt, he was at a bar the other night. Nothing happened. He was just at a bar, but TMZ decided to throw out there that Kareem Hunt is fighting again.
Involved in altercation, talking to cops outside a bar.
Yeah. You have no idea. You saw Kareem Hunt outside of a bar And there were probably cops around because it's a bar.
And it was probably like closing time.
Yeah.
And that's what happens at bars.
Imagine. Like, Kareem Hunt, definitely on the shit list, but still.
Kareem Hunt, totally on the shit list. Get your life right, Kareem. Stay indoors. Like, we advise, a lot of people to just, like, hide for a while.
Yeah, I don't even know why you were at a bar. That was stupid. But
people are going to see you.
You're behaving, at least, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, do we sit around and, like, worry about every little thing that people do? And even who was it? It was Kayla, Travis Kelce's girlfriend. He was chugging a beer on her Instagram story, and she goes, "Stop it. People are going to start talking like you have an alcohol problem," because that's what they do with Mahomes.
Right.
He chugged a beer, St. Louis Blues during the playoffs, and people were like, "Oh my God, is he focusing on football?" Fuck off.
No.
He's not. He's going to be horrible this year.
He's at a hockey game.
Yeah.
He definitely has not put on like 15 pounds of muscle.
He's cut his body weight almost down to single-digit body fat. So, like, I think he's okay.
No, not okay.
Everyone would freak out right now. So that's where I think he used his relationship with Crystal to help his public image because he's still with her. They're having more kids. We have it under specific information that the Kansas City Chiefs have been counseling him this entire time, years, ever since he became a Kansas City Chief. Mm-hmm. They've been counseling him through what he should be doing with her, their relationship being so rocky, advised him not to get her pregnant. I can't confirm that with the Chiefs. Like, obviously, that is just from what our source that was right about everything else has told us, and just the fact that the Chiefs are really and truly helping him as much as they can with public image.
Right.
And he's got Drew Rosenhaus as his agent. I think this is going to be something that we see Tyreek be a little bit vindicated in some aspects. Is it okay that he said you should be terrified of me too, bitch? No. The problem is that I took it as you should be terrified of what I know about you, bitch.
Right. That's how I took it as well at the time. And I think it's really annoying that everybody's harping on that he's going to get NFL punishment for that. Like,
no.
I have said way worse to my significant others.
Yeah. That's, I mean, the fact that he stopped there, and he didn't know that he was being recorded.
Right.
Unless there's another plot twist where this was all set up. But, I mean, it's ridiculous. But I don't know at this point what's going to happen and what's going to change. All I know is that what failed to happen with KCTV5 being responsible journalists is probably one of, like, the grossest misjudgments that I can remember in Kansas City media. Like, Keatsman saying that shit about Andy Reid, bad. Mm-hmm. Okay? Bad. We're talking, you talk about people's parenting and their children that have passed away, you're an asshole, right? You're just an asshole. You skew a story and change the narrative of something that was raw, showed a lot of open ends, showed a lot of, like, things that we needed to all clear up. And you do that, and you should just not ever be allowed to report on anything again. I'm sorry, go work at Target with Amanda. Mm-hmm. She's bored.
Amanda.
You know, it's like, I can't stress how horrible it makes KCTV5 look. Because everything that they've been doing looks like propaganda, essentially. And I don't know. That's how I feel about it. I think it looks absolutely awful for the station.
Yes and no. I mean, yes, that was not the way that I personally would have gone, but for everybody freaking out about it online, like, this is the first time this has ever happened, like, national news spins the stories to whatever they want. You have to learn to take everything, and that's why we, who did have a source very close to the situation, still didn't say shit about it. Because,
to no one. Like, people were talking shit and we're like, just wait.
Yeah, like, you have to take every single thing that you hear, you see, everything. I mean, I know it's silly, the Trump fake news stuff, but he's not wrong that Fox News and CNN are telling the same story 2 different ways. And you can do that. KCTV5 chose the way that they did. For what gain? I have no idea. I guess because they got the exclusive audio, but the other half of the audio would have been just as exclusive to share. Like, oh my God, did you guys know?
And a lot of people said that too. They're like, if you would have included the rest of the audio, does it take away from the child abuse case? Yes. Mm-hmm. Run it as a separate story, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
I'm not a producer. I have no experience in journalism.
Right.
This is it. Like, we decided we're going to start telling you guys how we feel because we think it's a little bit more honest. It's not hard. You can read that and realize there are 2 bombshell stories here. Mm-hmm. And you could have done this the right way.
Absolutely.
And instead, it's spun into a narrative that you guys were creating, the KCTV5, Angie, 100%. Angie and anyone higher than her that approved this, you guys are garbage. You have spun and drug a family through one of the most, and it's not just them. In order for this to happen, a family and adults have to make horrible decisions like this. You make a horrible decision to stay in an abusive relationship.
Right.
It's not a blame you stay in an abusive relationship. It's just a horrible decision. Mm-hmm. And I can go back and say that. I mean, I've been through it.
Right.
But I look back on that, I'm like, why did I stay? That was awful. And then you have a little boy who's going to see this in the news. You're going to see the slander, the horrible things that people have said about Tyreek. Mm-hmm. Horrible, racist, just everything you could think of, just awful. You're going to have the kids see that, which most of it was not justifiable.
No.
So all of this stuff is coming out. And then on top of that, you're going to risk your professional reputation knowing that there's more audio and you're just not going to tell anyone about it. Right. You're going to give that to the DA and then not tell anybody else about it. It's irresponsible.
Yeah. Yeah, my only thing, like, I mean, I don't care. I mean, I care. I wouldn't have, like I said, chosen that route that they went on, but I understand it. Like, news is not free. It's a business. They got to do what they have to do to get you to watch, and they did. That part doesn't bother me as much as the fact that she went on, like you said, on 610 and said, nope, there was nothing else. Like, that's just lying. That's not spinning a story. That's just flat out lying at that point. Like, that's my problem. Like, you are a shit human for that, let alone whatever you drug. I mean, right now everybody's hands are in this Tyreek thing, making their lives a living hell, including 610, which we'll get into. But you're just gonna lie about it. No. Mm-hmm. Also, I think a lot of people are disregarding, and I don't personally know, so this is complete conjecture, but how much Kevin Keatsman is already involved in this. Like, he's the one, at least he knew about the audio. He was the first one to know. He's the one that tweeted about it before even KCTV5 did. He was the one that had all of, like, the clips, like, almost quick.
I think, yeah.
So he definitely had it. He's gotten in there. Plus, when he did his little I'm sorry thing, which he never actually said I'm sorry, it was on KCTV5. So,
and that was the thing, like, people were praising Danny for the job that she did with Keatsman and how she really asked him the hard questions, and I think she did. But the one thing I always wanted to know was why he thinks he deserves a second chance. She didn't get to. That's okay. Right. I don't think he would have given an honest answer anyways.
No.
But yeah, you bring up a great point that Keatsman was very much involved with this stuff. So if he had the full audio too, the fuck was he doing? Oh wait, he also wanted Tyreek to be cast as a villain. So it was just very messy. Mm-hmm. It was very unprofessional. And that's not the first time KCTV5 has done this. Growing up in Kansas City, KCTV5 was sensational journalism to a T. Katie Horner, there's a drop of rain, she basically would start screaming and freaking out and, like, causing everyone. I mean, I can't tell you how many times there were things that my mom's like, well, the news said that the rain is just going to be so bad. I'm like, were you watching KCTV5? That's why.
Right.
Katie Horner's nuts. Maybe she's changed, hopefully, dear God. I don't know.
She's still doing it?
Yeah. Wow. Well, she's still in Kansas City, I guess. Well, the only reason I know that is because New Bouncem eyelashes was like, we're with Katie Horner's stepdaughter living at Two Light. Now I'm like, why are you telling people that you're with Katie Horner's stepdaughter? That is such a weird flex to put on your Instagram story. I sent it to you. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Is this a thing? And you're probably like, who the fuck is Katie Horner?
I didn't know who Katie Horner was. I was like, I don't
well, now
know
you
why
know.
she's
She was
name dropping this person.
Fucking psycho old weather chick.
That's funny.
Super nice, I guess. I don't know, not my problem. I'm not gonna give her like a LinkedIn review. I don't know. But it's just sensationalism happened throughout the 90s in Kansas City journalism. When Derek Thomas died, there was so much. I mean, but that's back before you had information at your fingertips.
Right.
So knowing that everything's changed, why can't we just have responsible media in the area? That's all I'm wondering. That's why I feel like today I'm gonna be doing something that I've never done before.
Oh.
But we're gonna take a break before we do that. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna be, after this break, talking a little bit more about the thing that I've never admitted out loud before. So,
hey,
talk about sensationalism there.
I know.
Like, what's gonna happen? Well, stay tuned. We'll be right back, guys.
We're back. Traveling.
Where are we gonna end up? We don't know. Live from the bunker.
Oh. Back at the bunker.
What's up, guys? This is Gat.
And Glitter.
And we're sorry that our commercials aren't playing the audio. We chose our audio working over figuring that out.
Sorry. Next time.
One step at a time.
We got the bunker, okay?
Yeah, we just wanted our background to load and work. It was really exciting for us today. It's been, I feel like this has been the longest week ever, and it's only Wednesday.
It truly has. I think the 4th of July really added to it, and I don't know how.
I feel like I've basically just been in like a time warp, which is not unusual for a clip season because you just feel all out of sorts. So, haha. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. That's what we should be saying.
Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for sticking with us. We appreciate it. But yeah, so where we left off, I'm going to admit something that I've never admitted out loud. It's not that serious at all.
It's a little serious.
It is a little serious.
And I'm going to disagree with it, so let's go.
All right, let's go. No, and that's fine, because I think there's plenty of angles that you can look at this. I think that, last week we did Real MVP, Chris Jones. He was our Real MVP of the week because he got me unblocked by Joe's Kansas City.
I know, amazing. You tweeted at them. Have they replied?
No.
Okay.
Wow. I think they have muted me.
Small steps.
I think whoever runs a social media account probably got like 800 tweets.
Yeah.
And then like notifications of like, who is this dumb bitch that wants us to, and like, I don't have a location in my profile. I updated my profile last night, and it's the douchiest thing I think I've ever read out loud.
I did see that, and I agree.
It's funny. Whatever. Go look at it. I don't want to read it out loud.
No, read it out loud.
I don't want to talk about it.
It says Google me.
No, I changed it.
That's the one I read.
Yeah, well, that one was really douchey. But I was just, I couldn't, my head wasn't working, and I accidentally deleted my entire profile. It said, born and raised in KC, might have seen me on TV. Your dad follows me on IG. In 2017, made history.
It's not douchey.
Less douchey. All accurate.
All accurate.
And then since I don't have IG, I just tagged everything in Sprout Stakes.
There
Don't follow my personal one. It's weird.
Don't follow me.
Don't follow me. So what we're doing, Real MVP, Megan did not pick one this week. She did not pick this one this week.
I didn't know I had to.
No, she did not need to. I wanted to say that, I'm going to look into the camera and say this. I'm not being held against my will. I just want to say that. There's no guns. We can verify there's no...
There are guns.
There are guns right here.
In the bunker. Oh, yeah.
Just these guns, maybe. Weird that no one's put us on the actual radio again.
I don't get it.
I want to say that 610 Sports Radio, Steven Spector, Carrington, and whoever else is left on the show. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting.
Whoever else.
I'm trying my best to be polite.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't keep up with y'all. Pick some hosts and keep them there.
I'm blocked, so I don't know.
Also blocked, so I can't really pay attention.
I don't know who's on your show.
They vetted the audio, ran it to a specialist, like an outside audio specialist, that they tried to do it for free apparently, and like use their clout to get somebody to like verify the audio, which takes a ton of time and a ton of money and a ton of energy and a ton of equipment.
Okay.
They did that with an outside source after they realized they couldn't get it done for free. We could have. Just saying. Casual insults while I'm trying to be nice. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me focus. They verified the audio in a way that obviously no one else in the city claims or can figure out how to report on a situation with the full story and take their time, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I want to say kudos for that aspect. Kudos for actually breaking the entire audio, doing the due diligence of vetting it and seeing if it's real and verifying your information.
Agreed on vetting. Good on you guys.
Presenting it, however, is that where you disagree?
Yes. On the timing, there's no need. No need. Zero need. We were fairly rumored to find out the NFL's ruling on Friday is what's currently circulating. At least we know it's coming very soon because camp starts when?
Very soon.
Very soon. Like
Couple
2
weeks.
weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks. So we know it's coming. This audio changes nothing as far as the outcome of whatever the NFL, like even the original audio that KCTV5 did, like it affects nothing as far as his actual case besides dividing the city more. Like you're just pissing people off for no reason. And let's say that it comes out on Friday that Tyreek is suspended for 2 months or something. I don't know, because they've decided that he's guilty. But then you all have in your heads that he's not guilty right now, or at least a good portion of people. And then they're just gonna be mad again. I don't know, because I'm sure that maybe KCTV5 is just like, here, everybody have the audio. And so like then it was a time sensitive thing, like you want to be the first one to get that out. Completely okay with that. Like I understand that. But if it wasn't, which I don't think it was, because 810 doesn't have it as far as I know.
They played it this morning, but it's only because they got it.
Yeah, they have it now. They didn't have it first as far as I know. I don't know that for a fact. But you're just causing drama, which is exactly what KCTV5 did, and that's why we're mad at them, so why aren't we mad at you?
I think it's because they're causing drama with the truth. And I think that's a little bit, it's not different. It's still riling up the masses, especially before something like this. But maybe in their mind, the only thing that I can see is that if that ruling comes out on Friday without taking the full audio into perspective, that would be bad. However, the Chiefs and the NFL have had the full audio
the
whole time.
Yeah.
So they already knew this. So that aspect wasn't true. That it's not like they were trying to get out the truth before.
Right. They had that's what I'm saying. Like it affects nothing in this case. If it comes out on Friday that they're like, Tyreek is only getting suspended for calling his wife a bitch, which I think is unfair, but NFL. Whatever.
I'd love to see how many times Jay Cutler called Kristen Cavallari a bitch.
That's what I'm saying. Like that, they all do it. All of them.
We all say things horrible to
he
people
calls his wife bro. Like, of course he's gonna call her a bitch and tell her to be scared. Whatever. This is so stupid.
That's my new thing. Like, after sex, so brah. That
did we
hurt.
just have sex?
Yeah, we did.
That hurt? Is that also part of it?
No, it was...
Sup, bro? That hurt.
I was making a joke because you're so strong. And then, no.
I'm sorry you have bad sex. I can't help you. Lube? I don't know.
That is not part of my after sex plan. I feel like I should just throw that out there. Like, saying that hurt. I was joking because she's back in the gym, killing it. And when we fist bumped, I wanted to be like, oh, damn, bro. It was intense. But I guess it sounded like after sex talk. Bam. I hope you do that after anal. I hope so. It just, bam.
Anal does not exist in my vocabulary.
That's fine. Moving on.
Back to Tyreek. Casually, it's bopping back in.
Sup? Let's get back to that.
They could have waited. I don't know. If it was not time sensitive, they could have been like, if NFL is like, we're only suspending Tyreek for one game for being aggressive or whatever, then 610 could have been like, and here's why. We got the full audio. We got it vetted.
Yes, that would have been cool move. Not as dangerous and compelling and newsworthy and sensational. So we go back to that of simply, what did we gain from this? We gained a broader knowledge of when unaware of being recorded and provoked and very, very, very much baited by Crystal.
Yeah, very baited.
Tyreek doubled down on his innocence. Crystal could not push back. When the one thing that did bother me is when she said, but when he doesn't listen and when you have him hold his arms out and punch him in the chest. And Tyreek's like, well, I don't, and he just kind of stumbled around it. And she goes, even the CPS lady said, he goes, I know, and I'm listening. He said, and I'm listening, and I'm doing better. I'm trying. Like, I'm trying to do better. I'm trying, like, and he, like, flat out was sitting there saying, I'm doing more, but, like, you use the belt. My mom says you use the belt. Like, I probably grew up needing more spankings in my life. I don't think that's, like, a common, like, right. I don't think that's too far off. I don't think anyone would be like, yeah, no, you definitely had enough discipline. I did not. I did not at all. And it's carried over in a detrimental way to my adult life, and that's fine. But abusing a belt on a 3-year-old, so they're already violating so many freaking, I don't know, moral clauses. But then you look at the situation, and anyone from the outside would know that it's something that is sensitive, right, and should be reported on carefully. And in the scheme of things, 610 did a better job than anyone else in the city of getting to the bottom of the real story and sharing it with the public, the unedited, unbiased, just full audio for people to take it as they will.
I agree with that. They did not, I didn't listen to their commentary on it, but from what I could tell, they did not bias it, and they did it properly. Like you said, timing is everything, in my opinion, and it was wrong. But I mean, here we are.
We're all just so tired of hearing about it, and we just want to know what's going to happen, and we want the kid to be safe.
Right.
That's what we said the moment that this news came out. I remember it was in March. We were down at the Big 12 tournament, and we're like, this next week's show is going to be intense. So we were just like, let's get through this weekend, talk about it then. And we vetted a lot of the information that we received and continued doing so up until the audio came out, or what we thought was the full audio, which it obviously wasn't. But in the thing that Carrington did mention, it was funny because Angie came on the 610 show and was like, oh, well, it was... the part that we edited out was sexual in nature and grotesque.
Yeah. And she said it mentioned so many people's names, which from the pertinent parts of the parts that make Tyreek look like a good guy, I think they bleeped out one name.
The kid's name.
Once.
And then when they were talking about the day the incident happened in 2014, they bleeped out the people's names of the different houses. So Angie, your story stinks.
Yeah. That's my big thing. It's like, don't be an ass, which you have now been. And how did, like, you weren't not going to get caught in this one. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
that audio was going to get out at some point. That's the way that things happen. So why be...
Like, that's what they brought up. They're like, yo, when I hear there's intimate details and the sex talk is grotesque, we're about to hear some freaky shit.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird to talk about in the middle of beating up your kid, but hey.
And in the middle of India.
In the airports. They were not in India. God damn. I can't wait for you to figure out where Dubai is. But
I know where it is. You're right.
Oh my God.
Because they took Fly Emirates to get there.
And so we're like,
Housewives.
deductive reasoning. We know this because of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
They went to the big building.
Their Dubai trip was insane.
It was insane.
That's our goal in life, is just go on the bougiest vacation imaginable and show up accidentally wearing wigs together. We could have done it today, but
their most recent
I like
trip
my
to
Air Force
Bahamas
drill
was the
sergeant
real
thing.
one. You do. You're like full Cadet Kelly.
Yes. I'll kick your ass. No, I just don't have my extensions in. So it's like when I don't have my extensions in, I do bald-headed hoe shit. That's what phase we're in now.
Because apparently short-haired people can't have hairstyles.
They can't.
You could do a cute little braid thing. Nah.
Nope. Short hair, I'm bald.
Fucking Trunchbull or else.
I am. Yeah, I literally last night was like, put my hair all on top of my head, and then I snout snaps of just my forehead, like, hey everyone, Trunchbull back again. It's good. No, so like this whole, it's so fucking ridiculous that we have sat around for 3 months now, almost 3 months of speculating. Let's get the frickin' punishment or suspension, whatever, announcement over with. Let's get through this. But where do you see, because this is the big question that people are asking a lot of other people, where do you see this affecting Kansas City media? We've already got, I mean, for lack of better terms, and I know it's a sensitive situation, a guy lost his job, but It's Kevin Keatsman. So I'm going against everything that I was told not to say, sorry. This is what I have a problem with. We got one big guy who was almost impossible to get rid of. Mm-hmm. Like, he had said horrific shit over the years and just keeps getting allowed to stay on air. He's gone. KCTV5 not doctored, but selectively edited audio, which to me is doctored. Would you say it's doctored?
No.
Okay. Selectively edited. I will stick with that.
Yeah.
For their narrative, where's the responsibility? What do you think should happen with this?
In my opinion, with what KCTV5 did as a whole, like the story itself was not lying. Mm-hmm. Yes, they certainly cut it to fit their narrative, but everything that they presented and the way that they had presented it at the time, they didn't lie about anything. They left out shit, but at that time, with the story, it was not a lie. So I don't think that, the station should hold a little bit of responsibility for it, but mostly it's the way that Angie handled it. Obviously, it was her story. So she chose to do all of this, plus then she lied about it. That's where I have a problem. I don't know if you can lose your job for that. I don't know. I don't like the whole calling for people's jobs thing when they are doing their job, which she was up until she wasn't. Then when you're lying, you're not doing your job anymore.
Yeah.
So
see, and the thing is, I don't look at it, what she did was like lying. I think it was half-ass journalism. And I know it's just tomato, whatever.
Right.
But like, you look at it and I love metaphors. Apparently, this is my thing now. If a doctor goes into surgery and does half the surgery and says, I don't think that is anything we should be worried about, and just leaves it.
Right.
And then the person comes back with a tumor twice the size, and you're like, what the fuck, dude? I thought you went into surgery. And they're like, sorry, I was tired.
Right.
You can't do that in other professions. Mm-hmm. I just don't see how you can get away with something this big and go on and adamantly say that it was too grotesque, that, because from what I know, Danny and Tom had not heard the full audio, but yet they kept this in a vault. They kept this in a little, and Angie went on 16 and even was like, I'm not a sports person. I'm an investigative reporter. That's even more embarrassing, ma'am.
Yeah, agreed. Because this had nothing to do with sports. You weren't parsing through his football chat.
Yeah. You weren't fucking reading X's and O's.
No.
You're reading court dockets. You should be used to that by now.
Yeah, but I do know that right before the audio, there were many KCTV5 employees tweeting about the audio that they knew that they had and that it was going to be intense. So I don't know whether they only heard her cut version. I can't attest to that, but I feel like the way that some of them were tweeting about it, they had the whole 11 minutes and knew it was there. So,
yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm so iffy on this. Like, in my opinion, the news is entertainment, and it's entirely based on public opinion. So on public opinion, they don't like Angie. She's got to go. Like, does that translate to an office job? No, but an office job is not reliant on people caring, like watching you. Like they're choosing to tune in. This is entertainment. So yeah, she's probably gonna get fired.
Good. And normally, when things like this happen and people call for people's heads, I feel like it's our responsibility to be like, let's just fucking calm down.
Right.
It's not that fucking serious. But this time it was. I think that when you perpetuate something as harmful as what she did, I would like to just extend an invite that this is, I can fully explain myself when I say this instead of just tweeting it shorthand. Which I'll just be in touch with you guys anyways, but we'll just say this for the sake of it. Get at me, Tyreek Hill's legal team. There are some things that I have and that I know and that have happened that people are really dumb. I'll just put it this way. People are really dumb and say things and do things representing their place of work in a really bad light.
Right. And
say things that they should never say, especially not in writing.
No.
Especially to somebody that has nothing to lose and no boss. So just, I think that there's a lot of information that's going to come out more or less along the lines of a full-blown investigation going on, because I think Tyreek Hill should take legal action. That's where I stand on it. He should absolutely, this is slander. Once everything's blown over. I'm not saying do it now. But, even, I don't know if you'd go even more so if there's a full suspension and like an intense suspension, or if there's no suspension at all, and do you still go after them? I say yes. It's hurt his public reputation, and there are half-truths being told when we don't even know the actual truth. There's two people that do.
Right.
And even then there's two sides. Three people that do.
The kid knows.
Yeah. But we're not going to call on a
we can't
almost 4-year-old. Sorry, it's not happening.
Can't
so
do that.
We have to take what we have, and what we have was misspread information. And it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
For everyone.
My first question, I don't know. This whole thing is a disaster. If you really want to go into the rabbit hole that is my brain.
Yeah, let's do it.
I haven't been able to figure it out because I haven't really thought about it, but I do think that the video, like the audio, was set up and that he knew about it. And I don't know why. Like, for what purpose? Because, when he's talking, like, why bring up 2000, whatever it was,
2014.
14. Like, why bring that up out of nowhere? Like, they're in the middle of an airport. And then also, I don't know how that audio even made it to air, because he does have a very good lawyer and legal team that could have stopped it. KCTV5 had it for days. And they were blabbing their mouths about it for at least 12 hours before it got to air. All over Twitter about how they had it. So it wasn't stopped then. And then the whole thing got out to 610, which is fine because it makes him look better. I agree. But I don't know. Maybe they're just waiting for the NFL, which is not a bad strategy either, for this to get done like one battle at a time and then go after KCTV5. Like, I've got no problem with that. I just think it's weird that it even made it to air in the first place, because that's illegal. You can't record somebody. I know it's not legal in a court system, so I also don't know what even the NFL could do with it when they got it.
Yeah, and it depends state by state, but guess what? She recorded it in Dubai.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have no idea. My lawyers are probably too busy to answer the question for me. So if any of you are a lawyer, let us know if that's a thing. But I know that for it to be tried in Johnson County, Kansas law, I believe, says no recording admissible. Like, recording is not going to be admissible evidence. Right. I'm pretty sure. I haven't had to deal with this problem lately. So I think, like, knowing that it's such a messy situation with the recording and stuff,
right,
you have to question the validity, the setting, and the awareness of both parties.
Yeah, I don't know.
And how are you going to prove that? So once again,
you can't.
We're on this like messy situation. I just want the NFL to come out and say what they're going to do, if they're pursuing anything. If not, we say, okay, cool, we move on. But then we go back to focus on media being responsible. Because people are sick and tired of the circus that we have here of media. And people all over the nation, especially in the United States, depending on your political affiliation, depending on whatever the hell you believe in,
right,
you're going to question media now more than ever. But people say question the media now more than ever. If you look at history, that's what happens.
Right.
Bad shit happens.
Yeah.
Bad things come out. False reports come out. Accusations. Gaslighting. It's been going on since the fucking printing press was invented.
Right.
Do you think Gutenberg thought this was going to happen?
Hope so.
Hope so. See, that's the real problem. Go back to the fucking printing press. But people are always, there's gossip, there's people, and like, we were just victim of it this weekend, of a he said, she said, but it was miscommunication because nobody reads to actually listen. Oh, that's awesome. Feminine is about as real as that girl's tan. Thank you. You're right. And so it's just very hard to imagine getting all this information, still thinking that there's no other motives. We don't know. So long story short, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the aftermath of everything.
Yeah.
I'm not ready. I can't handle like any more of this shit.
Well, and I mean, no, like, we don't get to. It doesn't matter. Like, you can make your character decision after, the fact, whatever, but the fact is, all of you guys have Tyreek Hill jerseys after he admitted being guilty to choking out his wife, whether it was true or not. Up until this week, you didn't know it was not true. That's true.
Up until this week.
You didn't know that maybe it was not true even. So, I don't know.
Yep. It's 100% going to be a sit and wait. Even if we do get information from people, or if we have any sort of insight, no, I am not sharing a damn thing about anything that we have come out from now until the NFL makes their ruling.
Well, and it doesn't even, like, the NFL is crazy. We know that. This is, whether it's super factual or not, it is the second thing with the Chiefs within a year. So they have to make an example of us somehow. Like, they're going to do something more extreme than necessary, I assume. I don't think it's going to be crazy, like, months of, or what do they do it in, games or time?
Games.
So I don't expect, like, 5-6 game suspension. But I don't know. It's not up to us. They can do whatever they want. And it's not legal. Like, it doesn't have to be legally binding because it's the NFL.
That's what I always forget. Like, Roger Goodell has no actual, like, if Roger Goodell wants to put somebody in jail, can he?
Yeah. Well, no.
I don't think he can.
No, that's not a thing.
So it's like they have all these hearings and it's like, oh, the NFL is ruling against. Like, okay, you can choose to listen to it or not.
So it's literally up to them. It's a company. It's not life, like, law. You know?
And the legal side of it dropped. Investigation, I believe, is closed. It's all, Tyreek Hill sat down with the NFL already. Like, it's all just a waiting game. So, I mean, like, what are you going to do? Are you going to sit around and speculate for hours on end? Yes, I tweeted this morning. I got up and I said, good morning to everybody except for KCTV5. Do I feel bad about that? No. Because
they are responsible for what they did.
They are. So we have varying degrees of agreement on the matter. We have varying degrees of disagreeing on the way things were handled. And that's fine, because that's what you're supposed to do.
Right. And that's why there's no point in doing this. Like, no point in causing all of this. I mean, whatever. It's for entertainment. Like, you guys, we all forget, especially with the news, that the news is run on ratings. They have to make money too. And 610, 810, every radio station runs on ratings. That's why shock jocks exist.
Yeah. Mike Francesca, I think he's been around just riling people up for years.
Right.
Colin Cowherd, I mean, even though he probably doesn't consider himself one, he just says dumb shit all the time.
Really loudly.
Very loudly. And then his voice, I mean, I know that my voice isn't exactly the most soothing thing in the world, but good Lord. His is very whiny.
Yeah. So.
And I don't know. When you have so many people relying on you to give them information and you fuck it up that badly, I think someone needs to, atone for that. So we'll see exactly what they do. But I don't know. 810 surprised me by getting rid of Keatsman on a Friday. It's Wednesday. I feel like we have the middle of the road show where we can kind of say these things and be like, cool, let's see what happens. You know that we're going to be talking about it on the internet, so you don't have to worry about us not chiming in.
We will see. We're going to take a quick break right now, and then we're going to do the last little half of our show, so we will be right back.
I just love how it takes a minute to figure out like what we're doing. We're just like,
okay.
Yes, we're back.
We made it.
What's up, guys? It's Gat.
And Glitter.
And we're no longer talking about Tyreek Hill or KCTV5.
We are done. Segment over. Hiya.
I was going to say like...
You're karate chopping
finito.
nothing.
Yeah, you can't even see it.
Yeah, do
like,
karate chop this way. Like,
ha!
There you go. Did you know that my dog, my big black one moose, he hates anything of an Asian nature. So karate and speaking in Japanese, not on his top favorites.
Speaking in Japanese, so like, are you listening to Japanese?
No, I'll just be like arigato or something, and he's like, he barks. He gets so mad, and anytime I'm like, yeah,
Moose might have been in Pearl Harbor.
I don't know. He really does not like the
karate.
Karate. Really hates karate. Really hates that. And then he doesn't like when you speak Japanese just directly at him. If you kind of just say it to the air, it's okay. But
arigato, and he's like, no.
Yeah, he barked. He's like, raw. I was like, oh. Okay.
Just a lesson for any intruders that are of Asian descent.
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
Don't try my house.
No. That's what you need to do, is just get an alarm that just says "Origato," and then he just snaps.
He would snap. I think it would snap anyway. My dog is very protective.
I always wondered, like, because I have recently been doing really kooky shit, like meditating all the time and hypnotizing myself. It's normal, completely normal.
Totally.
I wonder if there's, like, if that works. Like, a trigger word, you hear it, and you're like if I heard, I don't know, visor, and I would just, like just punch you.
Of course.
Does that work?
Yeah. I mean, well, you would have to, like, train yourself, but yeah.
But like somebody else, because I like, you see those hypnotist shows and you're like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, do you really think that's working?
I don't know for hypnotism personally. I have not gotten
Hypnosis.
deep into it. Hypnosis.
Hypnotism.
I don't know if that works, but I mean, I know that it's possible in real life to train your brain that way. So
Yeah, I can imagine someone else doing it.
Yeah, if hypnosis gets directly in there and can kick around, like.
Just move around a little bit.
I mean, I believe in it though, because like, how do you get, like, they always have them come to like your high school, right?
Yeah,
like
the high school was like the biggest one.
Yeah, and you're gonna get 18 high schoolers to all participate in your lies? No, I don't think so.
I feel like people did it and then like just acted ridiculous. I'm always a skeptic of it, but like now that I'm doing all this kooky shit, you know, I don't really know if I can be a skeptic, but hypnotizing somebody seems like, what would you hypnotize somebody to do? Like just the dishes all the time?
Yeah, all of my chores. All of them. I hate doing the dishes. I hate mopping.
Yeah?
That's what I would have them do. Clean the baseboards.
Just go over there.
I would have a slave is basically what that's turning into.
Yeah,
so that's like, probably not.
Just give somebody Adderall and they'd probably do that.
That's true. Or money. Like a normal human.
Wait.
Maid services are crazy expensive.
Yeah. I can't talk. I think the only reason mine is so high, like the rate wise, is because it's a bigger space than normal. I don't know. It's just, now that we have somebody coming in, I'm just like, this is beautiful. My house has never been dirty in like a month, but before that,
yeah.
before
that,
go
back to being poor.
We're self-employed, so if you guys have a maid service that would like to come over and clean Megan's house, like let's get on that.
For free?
For free. We'll give you a shout out, like this one.
Maybe I can get my crackhead, like, lawn lady to do it.
I would like to talk about your lawn care service. What the fuck?
Did you see that?
I saw an Isuzu rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even make Isuzus anymore. Maybe because everyone would just be too jealous.
True. Yeah, she just opens the hatch in the back there and whips out a freaking lawnmower. Not even on a trailer. She does not have a trailer. It is in the back of her truck. Like, what, SUV?
Yeah.
Yeah, and in peeling gold lettering on her window, it says her lawn care company's name and phone number. And the truck is falling apart. But, I mean, maybe this is her work truck, and she has, like, an Audi at home, and we don't know about it.
And we're just being rude.
But
you have to wonder, this is my question.
Yeah.
How, like, we've done tailgates where I've had to have a generator in my car.
Right.
That has a smaller amount of gas than a lawnmower.
Mm-hmm.
And the generator stunk so bad. I was 99% sure I was high back when I didn't actually smoke weed.
Yeah.
Just driving it there. I don't know how you can do that.
Fortunately, her rodeo is like 20 years old, so I'm pretty sure air conditioning was not invented then.
Okay.
So she has to have the windows down.
That is better. Because I was genuinely worried that she's like asphyxiating herself with gasoline fumes.
No, I think she rides deep with the windows down. She comes and mows my lawn. Her lawnmower stops at least 3 times. Like,
you don't have that big of a yard.
Yeah. I don't know how she like overworks a lawnmower. This is not a problem I've ever had. So I don't know how she's accomplishing it. That it's just like, and then stops. And I'm just like, what? And she's not running over it like stuff. Like, you don't hear that rock sound. It's just dying. Because it's probably as old as her rodeo.
Do you think she stole it or something? Because she doesn't know how to use it?
Her lawnmower? I don't know.
You do think it's like user error? Or do you think it's like falling apart?
I have no idea. She's a tiny lady. She's like 5'3" and weighs like 105 pounds. And she's just out there hauling ass, mowing my yard. And I'm inside like, I could do it, but...
You don't have a lawnmower, though.
That's true.
And usually, like, back in the day, like, it was like $20, here, mow my lawn, whatever, and be fine.
Right.
But...
I mean, it still is. I only pay her $30.
That's not bad.
Yeah. It's very cheap for her and her rodeo. Rodeo?
I think we should call it that, so it sounds a little bit fancier.
She shows up in her rodeo.
It's an honest living. You go around and put your hours in and go for it. Just start a lawn care business, guys.
I mean, $35 for like an hour of work.
Do you think that we could hire her to mow Janet's yard?
Oh my god. She'd have to use your mower.
She would run away.
Probably.
She would get on the mower and leave.
She would probably steal it, yeah.
She'd be gone. We'd get the Zuzu rodeo, though.
That is true. Upgrade. Just like attach like mowing like things to it. Drive that bitch around.
I mean, I told my mom she should just get goats at this point because it's way too much.
I want goats. I'm trying to catch up on Real Housewives Beverly Hills before the finale that was last night. So spoiler alert, I did not get caught up.
I didn't either.
But they were doing goat yoga and it was amazing.
Aww. There's so much like different, like my favorite and only Spotify playlist that I've ever approved of is now hip hop yoga.
Oh, I was like, how is this tying into goats?
Yeah. Let me tell you about my goat playlist.
Oh, I'm worried.
Speaking of goats, Tom Brady. Now, I have been arguing a lot with people lately on Twitter just because why not?
What are you arguing?
Tom Brady tweeted something. I can't remember what it was, but I just like, yeah, you're going to need that to keep up with Patrick Mahomes. And then all these people have just been arguing. And I'm like, guys, I was literally trying to be facetious there.
Well, I mean, you got into Pat's Twitter, which is, we're already annoyingly involved in Pat's Twitter because of not Patrick Mahomes, freaking Tyreek Hill is Pat's fans' number one fantasy right now is him not being able to play. So they have become legal experts real quick. All of them. Boston has so many lawyers right now.
That's a great thing about Pats fans is that none of them actually live in Boston.
That's true.
So they're everywhere else being
That
assholes.
is true. So I suppose the ratio could be accurate. There might be that many lawyers.
Yeah. Definitely that many lawyers. But those lawyers in Boston probably have other things to do than fight with Chiefs fans on the internet.
They just pop up. Like, the minute you mention anything, these people come from, like, the dregs of the earth and are just like, well, Tom Brady, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I don't know if it's because they've been accused of cheating and, like, because they do so many times. I don't think it's cheating for a fact, but I think what they did do.
Responsible footballing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they've done stuff that is not approved. But it's not approved. It wasn't in the rule.
We're spin doctors today.
Anyway.
I'm just saying.
They've been accused of stuff, so I don't know if that's why, like, they're number one, like, anytime somebody does something wrong, people. But they're not on Kareem Hunt's train. Like, I don't even know who's on that train.
Do people care about Cleveland yet? They should.
No.
They definitely should. Cleveland is gearing up to have a big season.
They actually are. Those are facts.
Yeah, I'm not just talking on my ass for once for
what
a change.
About, like, the soccer Twitter? You tweeted about the soccer game. You watched it, the World Cup.
Yeah, I kind of thought that I was going to jinx them because I haven't watched a goddamn minute of the World Cup.
You did a little bit. It was abnormal for them to not score in the first half.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just I didn't know when the first half was and when it ended because I was just like, I don't understand this fucking game.
It is
but it's not hard. To me, it's the easiest fucking sport to watch beside, like, because golf, yes, it's one person, one ball, trying to get into a hole. Sorry. But with soccer, anyone that's ever played a team sport, I feel like starts with soccer. Midfield, defense, forwards, whatever.
Right.
That's it.
But the clock, no, like, soccer itself is easy. The clock bothers me. I don't care if you want to run up or down, whatever, that's fine. But give me like a slash. This is what we're aiming for. Yeah. Like, this is where we're going to end is 25 minutes or 90 minutes or whatever. Like, just give me a little
surprise right now.
Let me know what the goal is. And then for the penalties, they don't really explain them. They're just like, yep, yellow card. And we're like, moving on.
Yeah. And the red card, like, that's why I didn't understand. Like, somebody was, I don't know what they were doing, not trashing or whatever, but like there was a collision of some sort.
Right.
And then the ref's like, I didn't see anything. And there's this chick obviously bleeding.
Right.
Like, the semantics of it, whatever. They won. Okay. They won. We watched it. Kansas City went fucking nuts.
They did go nuts.
Fucking nuts over soccer.
And for the record, all of you people that are like, oh my God, we should have a soccer team. You don't deserve a soccer team, Kansas City. Not even one little bit. All of those people, I'm proud of you. I'm happy that you showed up to Power and Light, but you just wanted to be on TV. So, totally fine. Or supporting America, also totally fine. It was right after the 4th of July. I went to the women's soccer games. We went to the women's soccer games. We had tickets. When we had one last year, it was trash. They played on a children's...
Years ago.
What?
No,
practice field?
Yeah. Okay, so that's even funnier because that's a Swope Park training facility where the rugby team, like a rugby team that is full of nothing but tearing up shit, is the field that the women's soccer team had to play on.
Yeah. It was like when you played soccer when you were 7. You showed up, there was like a little rope all the way around. There was one set of bleachers, and that was it. That is what the women's professional soccer team got in Kansas City. So,
yeah,
fuck you. You don't deserve soccer.
Yeah, Sydney fucking Dwyer is out there playing on a little league field.
Like, I could touch them. They were constantly, like, it was the rope, and then you stood right behind the rope. No, they had one concession thing, like a drink stand. One set of bleachers, which the people that were women's soccer fans, they showed up. I'll give you that. They filled up the bleachers. They had, like, the big banner thing. They were all about it. But, no, Kansas City.
Yeah, when we had the ability to, I mean, there's so many tiny teams around and tiny sports ventures around the city. You know, when NWL Wrestling League was here, now it's Journey Pro, or now it's not Journey Pro. Journey Pro just kind of resurfaced. But there's so many things that people have and have access to that they don't appreciate. But then it's like, oh, World Cup. Well, then let's focus on that. And I get it. I want Kansas City to have a World Cup. You just don't get to complain that the women's soccer team doesn't get to be here anymore because where were you guys?
Yeah, we ruined that. We had that soccer team. Nobody came.
Yeah. So we care about women's soccer when it's a World Cup. And I'll admit to that.
Totally fine. That's all I cared about was the World Cup. And that's all I'll care about for men's soccer too, probably. I don't know. I kind of want to go to the park. But
you haven't been to Sporting KC?
I have not.
I'll take her to Sporting KC. I don't care about men's soccer. I don't think it's nearly as, like, cool.
I like soccer because I like hockey, and it's the same sport.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. I don't like soccer with the stupid. And why have people not made more of a deal about this? About the referees just give arbitrary amount of time. It even says it on there that referees just decide how much extra whenever they feel like that day. What if the ref, like specifically in girls' sports, is on her period? She wants to go home, and it's a good game and should have been on for 10 more minutes. No.
She's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, she wants to go home.
Yeah. And
I don't like that.
The one person that we do need, sorry, I'm messing with this, it fell. The one person that we do need to, like, have on and talk to her is Leanne. She was the owner of 1898 House. She used to do stats and all of that for the New York Red Bulls.
Okay.
And so she's very familiar with all the rules, all the things that need to be done, working with ESPN, working behind the scenes with all the people that are in the soccer world. Soccer in the United States could be so much better.
It's getting there, though.
And it is.
And I support that.
Yeah.
But Kansas City, you don't deserve shit right now. That's
no.
all.
We do deserve to have a World Cup if we continue this momentum.
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely support a World Cup. I don't trust you to support a season.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, every 4 years, that's my style. Like, that's my love language. I don't have to deal with you except every 4 years. Fuck yeah. You know how many relationships I have where it's based on I don't see them for 6 to 8 years at a time?
That is actually a fact.
There was one not that long ago, there's like 15 years.
Yeah.
Like, I go years without seeing people, and if I have to keep up in between and like talk to you in between that, nah. No. It's too much.
That's fair. I saw a fair amount of hot takes on Twitter because as much as progressive as Kansas City is, we're still, I'd say we're 50-50 at this point of conservative to liberal. We're definitely leaning liberal as a whole.
I would say so.
Because just cities do. But we're still a fair amount of conservatism. And apparently I now follow quite a few of those people.
Oh, God.
They are very mad about, obviously, Megan kneeling and then not putting her hand over her heart, which is, I've never put my hand over my heart, I'm not going to lie to you, during the national anthem.
I can attest to this, because, like, I feel like I need to, and I'm always like, and then also, why the fuck was the national anthem played at Starlight?
I don't know. We had to sing it.
They didn't even have, and everyone apparently in the musical world just loves singing. But that was the
tradition, I guess, that they do, and I don't know. No.
It was so awkward.
Please don't, I mean, you're not going to change for me because you don't care and I don't have season tickets, but I will now know just show up late to plays.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing that again.
No.
That was weird to sing the national anthem before you saw a musical.
I'm sorry. We just live in this fucking weird ass world where like it's totally okay to be like, that person fucking sucks. They're a terrorist, America. And you're just like, and don't get me wrong, I love a sloppy individual wearing horrible t-shirts and making themselves look like an ass. I don't care what side you're on. If you're wearing shirts like down with the patriarchy, I think you're an asshole too. Because you don't need to wear a fucking shirt, because when you wear shirts and like merchandise to pump up your fucking, I don't know, what is it? Like your agenda, you're just as bad as all, like, why? Because now your agenda looks stupid. It looks like a gimmick. It looks like a gimmick. It does
look gimmicky. It does look gimmicky. I will give you that. Like, yeah, slapping it on a shirt, it looks a little much, a little forced.
If you're supporting a cause, it's one thing. If you're raising money by this, like a t-shirt sale, right. I think if you're selling shirts to raise money for whatever whatever fund that you think that needs money, all of them, that's one thing. But if you're wearing a shirt, like I have stupid shirts all over the place. Like
yes, she does.
I really debated today whether I should wear my I fuck on the first date or my Harvard law shirt.
Well, you better change.
I better go
for
change.
Later.
Shut up. Anyways, so just having any sort of like stupid t-shirt, I totally get that. But like shirts that literally say men suck, or like, it literally just today we saw it on Twitter and we retweeted it with an elbow drop. This girl's like, oh, because I'm a female meteorologist, this is why I don't know anything about hurricanes.
No.
And it had nothing, no, because you're just wrong. It doesn't matter if you're female, male, whatever the fuck you go by.
Right.
Maybe sometimes you just have bad information. It has nothing to do with who you are as a person. You're just wrong. Accept it and move the fuck on. Why does everything have to be down to like, I have a vagina, that guy was being sexist? No, maybe you're just an asshole.
100%. 100%.
Didn't mean to get all hyped up, but now that I am.
No.
But it's for real.
But people, like, they don't even, like, with the wording and the way that the world is, they don't even know what's going on. Like, I was at the coffee shop before I came here, my coffee shop, and there was a woman behind me taking a phone call, and she's like, oh, yeah, do you need a ride from the airport? And she's like, and somebody said yes on the phone. And she's like, what time? And he told her. And she's like, oh, I can't right then. I have to go to some rally or protest. She said it was a protest. She's like, I have to go to some protest, and then I can't after. Like, she didn't even know what she was protesting, I'm pretty sure. And she was just, like, casually throwing it out, like, that's why protests are so dumb.
You know, that goes back to what we've been saying for years now. You know, it was March 2017, and it was International Women's Day, and it was Women's History Month, and everyone is just sitting there, like, months before this. There needs to be more women in sports talk. There needs to be more women in sports media in Kansas City. And there was, and we had openly said that multiple times. But instead of just fucking complaining about it, what do?
We did it.
We did it.
We were women in sports media.
And it's something that you don't have to wear like a badge. You don't have to wear your vag like a badge. I feel like we should just make shirts that say that.
Don't have to wear your badge like a badge.
Because you don't have to let people know, like, oh, I'm a female sports writer. Well, no shit. I think we can see that you're female.
Right.
If you're trying to identify yourself, I identify with she and her, and I'm a sports writer. Like, or I'm in sports media. I don't think right at this point, like even with the articles, as great as they are to showcase different people, what is it, the female CEOs, like the women that are doing all this stuff, it's like, cool, why don't you just do a thing on CEOs? And we'll get to the point where half of them are at least women, or at least a good third of them are women, whatever. But that's not where we're at right now. We're in the land of outrage and the land of men suck. And, you know, I can't agree with that. You know, it's just like, there are some really shitty people of all genders out there.
But, I mean, it's stuff that, I don't want to say we propagated because it's not us, but it's just all the way down, like, to the very basic things, like calling it soccer and women's soccer, or soccer, or basketball and women's basketball. Like, we need to drop the women's, like, it's just basketball. There's a funny comedian that put out a video the other day. She's like, the difference is when a man kicks a ball, it's soccer. When a woman touches it, it's women's soccer. Like, and like their equal pay thing, I've been fighting with a lot of people that I didn't expect to fight with on Twitter about this, like, that are throwing a fit about the equal pay. They're men throwing a fit about it, saying that they don't deserve it, or like, first of all, the money shows that they deserve it, but second of all, the most recent one from somebody said that they get a bigger portion of the revenue. And I said, I don't care. They want equal pay. So if they're getting a bigger portion, then they're still not getting equal pay, even if it's more. Like, they want to be graded on the same scale as the men. Let them. Like, there's no reason to have separate things. If they're unhappy with it, let them be on the men's scale. If it fails, they fucking asked for it. Let it happen.
FIFA has been corrupt for a very long time. I don't think that's news to anybody.
Right.
FIFA definitely has some problems, down to ruining cities that they go to and have World Cups, and then they just turn into ghost towns. And like the complete cultural difference when you're in a World Cup versus you go a mile outside of it and it's just nothing but sheer poverty. There's so many issues that FIFA has. This is one of them. So Mahomes tweeted out, hey, cool, equality. A tweet from March of this year, by the way, that was just saying, hey, we're gonna pay on an equal scale. And he's like, 3 like strong arms, cool. Right. And people just lost it. So I got in there, I'm like, imagine coming here to fight your quarterback about equality. Not equal, whether it's right or wrong, whether the whole thing is right or wrong, but good Lord, did people go nuts. So maybe for next week, my goals with all of you in Kansas City, let's focus on real and honesty and thinking before we react. Because you've said this before, I've said this before, you know that it's possible to read something and not react to it. I do it all the time.
Yes, you don't have to react. Or read it and then do research on it. Because maybe, just because they tweeted it, even from a checkmark account, it doesn't make it right.
Pro Football Talk.
Pro Football Talk, like so many sports talk people, non-sports talk people. I tweeted that thing yesterday about somebody saying that people that like the Punisher, their votes count less. That was from a verified account.
What does verified even mean? We'll get to that next week. Boom. No, but we are very happy that there's some light being shed on all these different situations and that media is going towards a more honest route.
Definitely. We've done it. They're doing it. We're all slowly getting there. And if that involves a few heads rolling, maybe that's what has to happen. But we'll see. It's not up to us, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly, guys. So once again, I'm Gat.
And I'm Glitter.
And we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.